When my uncle passed away, I thought the strangest thing I'd inherit would be his broken clock collection. Instead, I got the deed to a place I didn't even know existed, a small building in the middle of nowhere called the Genesis Museum of Natural Design. The lawyer told me it was a Creationist museum, and I laughed, imagining dusty wax figures of Adam and Eve, surrounded by fake fossils. But when I arrived, the laughter died. The building sat alone in a field of dead grass, its grimy windows sealed like painted glass. Even from the road, a strange sweetness like perfume over decay drifted through the cracks in the brick. I should have left, but curiosity always ruins me. The door moaned when I unlocked it, and the air that escaped felt warm, thick, and disturbingly alive, carrying the scent of wax, old paper, and dried blood. Inside, every display was frozen. Adam and Eve, beneath a fake apple tree, a T-Rex mid-roar. Noah's Ark, half-built, with paper birds hanging by string. Everything was perfect, but wrong, as if the figures were sculpted from something more than wax. I called out once, and my own voice came back too quickly, like the walls were breathing me in. When I switched on the main lights, they flickered one by one down the hall, revealing glass cases filled with fossils, bones, and strange hybrid shapes. One display read God's Early Experiments, and inside were cloudy jars holding malformed creatures, faces half human, half anima. I told myself it was a hoax. Then one jar trembled. The liquid rippled, though no wind touched it. It never happened again, but the silence that followed stayed loud in my chest. Behind the counter, I found my uncle's journal. His handwriting decayed from calm to frantic scrawl. The final entry said, "They learned the difference between creation and creator. They no longer want either." That night, I didn't sleep. The museum groaned constantly, floorboards moving as if something walked just out of sight. When I did drift off, I dreamed of whispering faces beneath glass, their mouths almost open. Morning came, but no light entered. Even with every bulb on, the hallways grew darker the deeper I went. In the Garden of Eden diorama, Eve's hand had shifted. The apple was shattered on the ground, and her face twisted slightly, like she was breathing. Her pupils had changed, smaller, reacting to invisible light. My stomach turned. I whispered, "You weren't looking that way before," and felt vibration beneath my feet, like a heartbeat buried under the building. I turned toward the tier. It had moved. Yesterday its eyes faced the door. Now they were locked on me. Its open mouth glistened as if wet. I touched it, and it was warm. That night I set up cameras. I wanted proof. Morning came, and the footage showed nothing, but the displays had moved again. Adam was kneeling, the serpent faced the tree, and every animal looked toward a basement door. I had an Tessin before. My uncle's notes mentioned it only once. Below lies the first attempt. Never disturb what breathes beneath. I tried to ignore it, but the sound started low humming that grew into chanting at night. I woke one night to dragging sounds, like something pulling itself along the tile. My flashlight S-beam shook as I entered the hall. Every exhibit faced me. Adam's wax mouth split open slightly, and I heard my name inside my skull. I stumbled, kicking something wet. A smear of blood led toward the basement door. I opened it. The smell hit me like perfume masking rot. The stairs were slick, the bulbs above flickering with a heartbeat rhythm. The basement walls weren't brick. They pulsed, skin-like, breathing. In the center was a massive sculpture, a human hand emerging from the floor, each finger as tall as a man, its palm holding a heart made of wax and bone. The plaque read the Creator's hand. As I stared, the heart twitched once, then again. Alive. The air vibrated with a low hum, pulling me closer. My fingertips brushed the sculpture, and hundreds of voices gasped from nowhere. The flashlight rolled, its beam slicing across the basement as the upstairs exhibits began to move. I heard their heavy steps, the crack of bending joints, the tearing of old wax. They were coming down. Shadows stretched as figures emerged. Adam, Eve, the prophets, the animals, all twisted. Their wax split, to reveal sinew and bone that didn't belong to humans. They formed a circle around the hand, empty eyes glowing with faint movement. Then, the whisper came not aloud, but inside my head. He tried to destroy us. You will continue creation. I screamed that I didn't understand, but they didn't stop. The heart pulsed faster, shaking the floor. The figures tore pieces of themselves off flesh, wax, plastic, feeding the heart. Each offering made it grow, forming a face. My uncle's face. I turned to run, but the stairs were gone. The doorway had become a wall. Something coiled around my ankle, the serpent from the Eden exhibit, alive, skin, slick and pulsing. I kicked free, shouting, "What do you want?" The answer was inside me again. To evolve. The heart exploded, spilling black fluid. From it rose a thing made of every exhibit, tall, faceless, limbs mismatched, alive in impossible ways. Creation itself, twisted, it stepped toward me, and every bulb burst, drowning the room in black. I heard it breathing, close enough to feel heat on my skin. In my uncle's warped voice, it whispered, "Now you know what God felt." I woke in the grass outside, the museum burning. Flames reached the sky, turning the night red. They said faulty wiring caused it. No remains were found, but a week later, I got a package. No return address. Inside was a small wax heart, pulsing faintly. A note in my uncle's handwriting said, "The exhibit must live somewhere." I burned it, drowned it, buried it. It always came back. Once, I woke up with a beating on my chest, matching my heart. I threw it in a river. It returned inside my fridge, dripping water. At night, I hear dragging sounds on my walls, whispers behind mirrors, shadows moving just after I look away. That same smell returns. Wax, perfume, rot. I think the museum didn't die. I think it rebuilt itself inside me. I dream of the basement again. The hand. The whisper. Continue creation. I wake with blood under my nails and tiny wax prints on my mirror. The heart reappears, whispering through many mouths. Soon, we will all be exhibits. I realized my uncle's work never stopped. It only needed me. The museum wasn't proof of creation. It was a factory for it. Now, something inside me keeps growing. When I turn off the lights, I hear footsteps circling my bed. Each night, they come closer. When I whisper, the same answer returns. We never stopped evolving. So, if you're hearing this, don't search for that museum. Don't say its name. Don't touch anything connected to it. Whatever lived in that place doesn't die. It multiplies. Maybe it's already near you. Maybe something in your room is watching right now. The way those exhibits watched me. If you hear a light hum in the dark, or your reflection lingers when you move, run. That's how it begins. Creation doesn't need permission. It finds you, fills you, makes you part of it. That's what happened to me. I don't know how much of me is still human, but if you hear a knock at your door tonight, don't answer. It's not me. It's the next version. Whisper creation never stopped. It just needed new hands. And if you've made it this far, keep your lights on. Because what's coming next isn't about what was created. It's about what was forgotten.